Real quick, do you want to talk about that new Elite controller?
Yeah, I got my hands on one of those.
This is the second
Yeah,
round.
the Elite Series 2. It's got, I think for me, like the coolest things about it are it's got that rubberized grip all the way around the edges of the bottom.
Oh, really?
You know, on the Elite one, it would stop kind of part way through.
Was it the bottom half that had it, or the top half?
The bottom half.
Okay.
And I had to actually glue the rubber back onto my Series 1. It eventually started popping up around the edge. So I just shot a bunch of glue in there and held it down and got it back together. This one is rubberized all the way around. Feels great. It's got an internal battery, so it comes with like a charging dock.
Oh,
that's huge.
Shit.
And they're saying it's like a 40-hour battery, which is fucking
It's kind of weird to see them go in that direction, though, because they've always just been hey, pop a couple double A's into this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, this one, internal battery, and just it's got the contacts on the back, so you just set it right on the charger. USB-C.
Battery replaceable?
No.
That's a bummer. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, batteries just degrade over time.
Yeah.
Like, that is inevitable.
It just depends on how quickly they degrade. Will there be a Series 3 by the time this one degrades? Probably. And they've got adjustable tension on the sticks, which is for the first one didn't have that. And it showed up a little tighter than the Series 1, and I adjusted it a little bit, and I was like, actually...
Series 1's too loose.
Yeah, so the Series 1 the Series 2 starts tighter.
Great.
Or shows up tighter.
Yeah.
And I left it at that setting. I was like, actually, this is great.
Yeah. That's my one complaint with it.
Yeah. There's just little things like there's texture on the triggers and stuff that your fingers are gripped to them a little bit. The trigger stops. I don't know if you ever use those.
No, never.
Yeah. I would use them here and there, but they never felt great. They get a little tight. They're a little the hardest stop is even a little bit shorter this time.
Okay.
So they feel even a little bit more like buttons, but they still have that hard clack when you
Yeah.
pull them of just like, it feels like I'm pulling this and it's stopping artificially because that's literally what it's
Feels
doing.
like you're slapping something
It
on
doesn't
a
feel,
thing.
yeah, it doesn't feel natural.
Yeah.
So I think that's still my problem with it. But it works well enough. And yeah, it's still got the same feel of the same paddles on the back, which I never really got into using those. Seems like it's, you can store more controller settings and stuff like that. But like for me, really, it is the adjustable tension on the sticks, and just that the grippiness of the controller is enhanced. It's a good feeling controller. I think the Series 1 controller is an amazing controller, but this one is better. But it's also $180.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe not.
Like
that's better enough if you already have the first one.
That might be like maybe
For the
not better
price,
enough if
like
you have the
that's-
first one for that price. Like
I think
could
that's
see
more
people,
than the first one was. I think the first one started.
It was close to.
I think it was 150 when it came out.
You might be right. I don't remember.
Pretty sure.
But it's pricey, but I think it's a fantastic fucking controller.
Yeah.
So like I've been playing PC games with that Series 1 for a good long time.
Oh, this one has Bluetooth, right? Also.
Yeah.
Finally.
I have the dongle.
Yeah.
For my existing one, so I just use
Do you have the
those.
big dongle or the little one?
Little dongle.
Oh, I've got the big one.
I got the big dongle.
Yeah.
I only have the little dongle. I haven't heard any complaints though.
Newest version
It works.
Newest version of Windows 10 has started seeing that dongle as an Ethernet adapter.
That's weird. I don't think that's happened to me. You should update your drivers. I don't know.
Nope.
Yeah, it's a hell of a controller. I wish I could.
I'm excited to see Sony's thing.
Well, they
announced one.
I thought they did.
No, like a third party company,
Like multiple third party companies.
Yeah, multiple third party.
Astro did one, and
okay.
there's been one or two other
I think
companies.
Astro is the one that kind of got the most acclaim, or like people were talking about that one.
Yeah.
But it was still a third party.
And there's another newer one out there,
Okay.
or maybe it's not even out yet. But another company has announced a similar, like, here's a high quality PS4.
Yeah,
controller.
that Astro one looked nice. I think Control. I played Control with one of those at the pre-E3 event, and I was like, this is actually a pretty nice controller.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I trust third party.
Yeah.
Like, because isn't there something different with the syncing with third party controllers
I don't know.
or something like that? I forget what it is.
On the PS4 in particular?
Yeah, there was something about it that I was like, oh,
Maybe.
like I was all but ready to pull the trigger on one of those after seeing it at that event, and then I can't remember what it was now. There's something I read about it that was like, oh, well, fuck that.
There's always weird stuff. I mean, like those 8-bit Do controllers everybody gets for the Switch, like can't wake the Switch up from sleep by themselves
Right.
and stuff like that. So yeah, there's always, I feel like, some compromise.
Yeah.
So I'd
That's, that's how fight sticks still are. You can't turn on a console with a fight stick
Right.
plugged into
Yeah.
a PS4.
That last Wired story made it sound like at least the current like prototype version of the DualShock 5 looks an awful lot like the DualShock 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if
I believe it. The 4 looks like the 3, and the 3 looks like.
well, no, the 4 is where they really diverged.
Well,
It
with
was
the
1, 2, and
touchpad,
3 all are kind of basically the same housing.
What else is different other than the touch?
It's the shape. The shape is totally different,
Okay.
and the triggers and stuff. Like the PS3 controller had those convex, like shitty, mashy buttons for triggers. And
Just
they moved-
garbage.
They moved to an actual concave trigger shape on this one, but also just the grip. Everything about it is a different shape.
Yeah, the Forza controller.
The 4 is,
but-
I really like the DualShock 4.
But also, like, you know, if you start to look into this notion of just like backwards compatibility and what that means,
Yeah.
like they kind of can't get away from the touchpad at
Yeah,
this
they
point.
They can't change too much fundamentally.
I mean, they could, but there's not that many games that use that touchpad in a way that you couldn't replicate with a couple of buttons,
Maybe.
I guess.
Yeah.
But
Better to just refine it. But anyway, I wonder if they try to do their own kind of elite equivalent on the next
I
one.
would have thought that they would have. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was surprised to see like they were kind of promoting third-party
Yeah.
stuff as kind of like in that spot. But
No.
I don't know.
No.